Hey, how you doing? I'm Kalvin Fitzgerald, and you are tuned in to the Houston 100, powered by the Minority Report. As you see, we're going to do something a little different, a little special. We're going to go virtual, right here at the Black Store, a Houston 100 recognized business in the city of Houston, Texas. And we're going to go virtual with a gentleman who, even on his out-of-town vacation, was kind enough to be a part of our project and have a conversation with us. Now, this man really needs no introduction here in the city of Houston, but just in case you don't know who he is, it's Mr. Jay Prince, the CEO of RapALot Records and the now founder, owner, and curator of the Loyalty Wine Collection. Let's head over here what he has to say.
Oh yeah, what it look
Oh,
like?
yeah. What's going on, good man?
Hey man, one day at a time, man. One day at a time.
All we can do, man. You out there living life good.
Hey man, I'm just trying to suck it up and stay out the way, man.
I
It's
need,
good. It's got this good air, this good uncontaminated air going on right now.
yes, sir. I need to get on your level, man. What's going on, people? I'm Kalvin Fitzgerald, and you are tuned in live with the Houston 100, powered by the Minority Report. And I'm here with a very special gentleman, Mr. Jay Prince. He almost needs no introduction at all. He is the CEO of RapALot Records, and not only that, this man just released his very own Loyalty Wine Collection. Mr. Jay Prince, we can't be more than excited to have you on with us. How you doing?
Oh yeah, I'm all good. How y'all doing out there in H-Town?
Less, nothing more, nothing less. These your stomping grounds too, man. So we want to talk to you about what you got going on with the wine brand, historically with RapALot Records, and just who you are as a whole, and any advice you could offer us, man. So tell the people who you are.
Oh, they call me Jay Prince, the one and only. After me, there'll be no more. Yeah, but that's me, man. I of course, my humble beginnings is RapALot Records. I started that label and I was able to lay a foundation for the whole South to be able to be built off of. And it's a beautiful thing when I think about uh, homegrown right from H-Town is the person who really got things going where the Southern hip hop was concerned because they weren't trying to see us grow. You know what I mean? New Yorkers, there was a time New Yorkers was monopolizing the airways in H-Town, even the DJs at clubs. Everybody was from New York, representing New York, and they felt like we was too country to be heard. So I was able to break all those barriers and all those strong arms of trying to stop us from growing. And look at the South now. You know what I mean? Look at what we have become. Look how relevant we are today. And a lot of people are unaware of how that foundation was laid.
Right. So, being that you were really instrumental in driving that culture, how tedious was this? Like, did you have to fund all of this yourself? Did you have to galvanize the people yourself? How was that process?
Yeah, well, it ain't no I and we. I definitely had uh, a strong team, you know what I mean, to deliver a lot of messages for me. But when it came to the finances and different things where RapALot was concerned, yeah, I believed in the artists. I believed in our movement, and I put my money where my mouth was.
Right. You have this saying that I take near and dear to me now. If I'm not mistaken, there's two things that can't be bought, but it must be earned, and that's respect and loyalty.
Yeah,
So why is that so important to you, man? Because you being a black business owner, at just being a black business owner, I mean, that's so important. And those are two things that we really look over our shoulder and wonder, can I trust this person in my
yeah,
business circle?
yeah.
Why is that really important to Mr. J. Prince?
Well, it's important because it was installed in me as a youngin'. You know what I mean? And it's important because I was able to use those principles and gain a lot of riches. And it's also important, you know, the word respect, you know, as you know, I named my book, The Art and Science of Respect. Uh, it was that ingredient that, you know, took me above and beyond my expectations in life. And, you know, and it's something that you have to be willing to give. And by the same token, you have to demand it as well when one don't want to give it to you, because of course we know we live in a world where, you know, a lot of people don't want to give you your respect. So you have to demand it and not, you know, diminish your character or your morals to fit into anybody's box. And when it comes to that word loyalty, you know, I feel like respect and loyalty are twin brothers. You know what I mean? I wouldn't want one without the other. Uh, Loyalty is second to none as well, man. Anything that I ever was successful with, I had a crew, I had people that was loyal to me. You know, I don't think the word success, you can have it without having a team of loyal people with you. But, you know, as you said, neither one of them are something that, you know, you don't give that away. In other words, that's something that a person have to earn. You know what I mean? Loyalty, you can't walk around and just trust anybody. So that comes with earning. And anybody that have a problem with earning it, or anybody that's trying to stand on, oh, you can trust me before they earn it, then be aware of them, because they could be one of them snakes in the grass.
Right, right. And speaking of snakes in the grass, when your business, when you noticed that your empire was growing, it was taking off, and you began to work with these incredible artists and entertainers, and even like Jazz Prince and the whole connection with Drake, did you notice a change in your team, or people who you thought were really down to grow your business with you? Did you know a change? Did you notice
Well,
it?
you know, you always have to adjust to your environment. You know what I mean? Change is like, if you observe the weather, right? The winter, the summer, the spring, the fall, you know, all of these different seasons gonna take place in the world. And it's the same thing where your life, your career, your journey is concerned. You know what I mean? I tell people, you're in a storm, you just got out of a storm, or you're on your way to a storm. The three cycles of life. So you can't get overexcited when these different storms take place. You just have to adjust to the situation and keep it moving. For example, uh, there have been individuals that started with me that didn't last because of whatever the reason may be. It could be a lot of reasons attached to that. I named my company RapALot behind my brother. His name was Sir RapALot. That was my humble beginnings when I started. Did my brother finish with me? Did my brother even go a quarter of the mile with me? No. My brother made a choice and a decision that cost him 20-some years of his life in a penitentiary. So I had to make the adjustments and embrace the Scarface, embrace others that wanted to finish with me, that wanted to move forward with my movement over a moment. And in life, you have to do that. You know what I mean? When a person show you, I didn't win as far as I can go, and a lot of times they won't tell you that, but their actions will show you that. And when you see that, then you make the adjustments and replace them and keep going. Nobody should be able to stop your movement or discourage you from your dreams.
Right. Words of the wise. Uh, Mr. J. Prince, you now have a successful book written. You've been honored by a collegiate university, and now you have a loyalty wine collection. Why the wine collection? What made you want to finally put out this wine? Because I listen, we were impressed, and thank you, by the way, for the invite to your
Yeah,
wine release for your birthday. We
yeah.
were impressed with the wine itself and just the energy in the room. So what made you say, you know what, it's time to put out that wine collection?
I'm gonna mention somebody, you may be too young to remember them, but I'm sure your parents will remember. It was a doctor in Houston by the name of Dr. Red Duke that used to come on in the evening time. He was a surgeon in Houston. You can actually look him up and pull this very story I'm talking about. He always gave health tips on different things every evening when he would come on. And I overheard him one evening talking about wine, the benefits, the health benefits where wine was concerned. And he was speaking about how wine was good for your heart and your blood flow and the antioxidants that's, in grapes, how they was good for you. So I heard that, that time I wasn't a drinker. So after I heard that, I say, you know what, this wine is good for your heart. And if you do things in moderation, I say, I don't mind doing something that's gonna help me, not hurt me. So I started in my winding down time, I started sipping a little wine. And that was from a personal perspective. And then I was led to the vineyards in Napa Valley.
Wow.
That I had opportunity to go and, shop and even negotiate on purchasing a vineyard. So I had a behind the scene look at the business perspective where wine was concerned. And I was motivated and moved by that as well. So all of that led to me coming up with the name Loyalty, which is a name that I have lived my whole life. You know what I mean? It complement my lifestyle and everything. And I felt like it was so powerful to have a name like that in the midst of celebrating and toasting to something of value, whether it's a win, a Super Bowl win, an anniversary, a celebration, or whatever it may be. Just that word loyalty is powerful. You know what I mean? So, and even if you're eating a steak, you know what I mean? You want to wash that steak down. The Merlot, the cab is good for that. But, all of those combinations, bro, made me, okay, this is a good thing to do.
Sir, I'm gonna come and take more of that cab with you when you get back to the city, man. So
Yeah,
definitely
yeah.
look forward to that. Getting the bottle off up in here. Uh, Man, last but not least, what advice would you offer to a young man or a young girl who's looking up at you saying, this brother's done ABC 1, 2, 3, and I want to do it. My situation in life isn't so good, but I want to start my business. I want to build an empire like Jay Prince and his loyalty team. What advice can you offer him?
Yeah, I would first offer them the advice of reading my book. Get my book, The Art and Science of Respect, so you could be inspired and motivated. And when you're reading it, you're gonna see yourself. It's gonna be something in that book where if you come from nothing, if you a lot of people didn't believe in you, if you're a big dreamer, you know what I mean? And if you want to become a millionaire or just be successful, you're going to be able to identify your dreams in that book. So start with that. And from there, I would advise everybody to dream big. Don't allow nobody to discourage you where your dreams are concerned. Because if you think it, you know what I mean? You feel it in your heart, you think it, you have the power of bringing that to fruition. So understand the power of the mind. You know what I mean? And then from there, it's important to equip yourself with education. You know what I mean? If it's two things that I've seen the biggest enemy where a lot of my loved ones was concerned, people I observed in the hood, it was a lack of education and embracing bad habits. So educate yourself and stay away from bad habits. And bad habits can be a lot of things. Anything that may stunt your growth, anything that may risk your freedom, risk your life being taken. You have to stay away from that. I have friends that was just testing heroin, that was just testing cocaine, that was just testing syrup, thinking that okay, this is just a test. I'm just having fun, right? And they're in bondage for I can't tell you how many years. So I call them bad habits. So you stay away from bad habits and educate yourself, and then step out on faith. You know what I mean? Step out on faith with your work ethic, because faith without works is dead. So you have to have a relentless work ethic with whatever you choose to do. And that's why it would be good to align yourself up with something where your passion is involved. Because when you align with your passion, work is not work. You know what I mean? You're not looking at the clock, wanting to get off. You're just relentless with it because you love it. And it's good to, align yourself with something that you love.
That's incredible. That's incredible. Mr. J. Prince, as a young artist, myself as a young entrepreneur, I'm inspired, and I'm really
Yeah,
taking these notes. Uh,
yeah,
and I'm definitely gonna have to dig into that book to
yeah.
learn more and more. So I appreciate you for that. What would you like to see in the city of Houston? After all you've done, what would you like to see for our community, our Black-owned and minority-owned businesses in the city of Houston?
Yeah, I would like for us to not forget where we came from. You know what I mean? And when you don't forget where you came from, then you don't have a problem spending your money with Black entrepreneurs or Black-owned businesses. Because you ain't forgot where you came from. And I say that because I lead that by example. Out of all the things that happened with me, out of all the money that I've made, out of I had law enforcement agencies that wanted to literally kill me because I wouldn't disown where I was from. So to me, that's something that's worth dying for. I love my community. I love the city of Texas, the state of Texas, so strongly until I'm not gonna allow no man to get me to disown Texas as a whole. You know what I mean? Better yet, Fifth Ward. So I think the more of us value our communities and invest in our communities, and once we become successful, don't abandon our community. Build a community center, do some form of make a statement to let the young ones that come after you know I came from that. You know what I mean? This is my token of giving back. I'm thankful for who, I became now, because no athlete would be who they are today if they didn't have the competition in the hoods and different things that help shape and mold them to become who they can. Even as an entrepreneur, it's things that I've got from Fifth Ward, the toughness, the audacity, the boldness and different things. I wouldn't be who I am without being shaped and molded there, with a positive perspective. So I think I said enough. You know what I mean? I can go on that one, bro. But you
All
feel
the
my passion.
just coming in.
Yeah.
Mr. J. Prince, I got one question for you. Ready?
Talk to me.
If you woke up the next morning with $1 billion
Yeah.
in your account, what would you do with that money?
I will begin with giving it to the poor. You know what I mean? I would definitely invest in the poor to make sure that I could do things to change their lives. You know what I mean? I couldn't think of nothing more stronger than making definitely where people. I don't feel like nobody should be hungry uh, in the United States of America at all. So I will begin with making sure that everybody can eat, and then from there, I would want to clothe them. I would want to build community centers around the world, safe havens. You know what I mean, where everybody would have somewhere to go just to be loved. So I would like to plant a token of love in the ghettos around the world. I feel like we need it the most.
That's incredible. Yeah, I appreciate you for that.
Oh yeah, it's Jay Prince coming at you live in the living color. I'm here with the Houston 100, empowered by the Minority Report.